Hello friends, welcome back to another video tutorial in Revit architecture. I am architect Sonu Rai from Glad Studio, and in this today video tutorial I am going to discuss with you 5 important terms in Revit. First one is thin line, second one is line work, third one is line styles, fourth one is line weights, and fifth one is line pattern. So this is very important topic. So I am going to start with thin line, and before that you can see this is a residential plan from one of my projects, and you can see this wall is having some default line weights which is darker in color, and you can see this stairs is having some different line weight and it is lighter in color, and so on for furnitures, doors and slabs, and any other for windows also. So I will explain this, and if you want to show all these line weights in a single line, you can use thin line, and it will all the line weights will become thin, and it will be uh, same for walls, doors, windows and all other items. So I am going to select this symbol here, and this is for thin line, and you can see the shortcut command is TL, and it says that displays all lines on the screen as a single width regardless of zoom level. So regardless of this zoom level, you can view this as a thin line. So I'm going to zoom this, and you can see this wall is darker, and if I'm going to select this thin line here, you can see this all wall has become as a thin line, and so for doors, windows and everything is as a thin line, and you can take print or you can view this also. And if you want to return back to your default line weights, you will select this once more, and you can return to your default line weights in any project. And also you can go to view, and you can select this thin line from here also. So this is the function of thin line. So next one is line work. So suppose if you want to show this outer wall line as a center line and this inner wall line as a demolished line, you can use line work, and shortcut command is LW. So you can go to modify here, and you can see this symbol here, this is for line work, and you can see definition here. You can see that it says that overrides the line style for a selected line in the active view only. So this is my active view, and I want this outer wall line as a center line and this inner wall line as a demolished line. So I'm going to modify, and I will select this symbol here, and you can see some line styles here, and if you click this, you can see center line, demolished, hidden line and so on, and I will tell you how you can create your own line styles. So I'm going to select this center line here, and now I'm going to click this outer wall line here, and you can see this has become center line. And now I'm going to select demolished here, and I'm going to select this inner wall line, and it has become demolished here, and so on. You can do for any other walls also, or any other balcony, railing, etc. So I'm going to select this thin line, and I'm going to select this inner wall line here, and it has become thin. So this is the function of line work. So suppose if you want to have your own line weights, line styles and patterns, I will tell you. So if you will see this scale here, this is 3 by 16 is equal to 1 feet, and you can see it is having some different line weights. And if I am going to change the scale here, I am going to make it as 1 by half inches is equal to 1 feet. You can see some different line weights for walls, stairs and furnitures. And if I am going to make it as a 3 inches equal to 1 feet, you can see some different line weights and so on. If I'm going to select this one, you can see some different line weights. So Revit is having some default line weights for all the scales. So now I'm going to my manage tab here, and I'm going to this additional settings, and I will click this arrow, and you can see there are line styles, line weights and line patterns. These three terms I will discuss, and I'm going to start with line weights. So I'm going to select this line weights, and you can see all these line weights value of each scale is given here, and this is model line weights. So this is our model space, and this is the model line weights, and it defines that model line weights control line weights for objects like walls and windows in orthographic views. So this is our orthographic views. they depend on view scale. So it depends on a view scale. This is the view scale in imperial units, and if you are using metric, the metric scale will appear here. And you can see there are 16 model line weights. So these 1 2 3 4, these are line weights. This is 16 in number, and this is by default in Revit. Each can be given a size for each view scale. So each value is having some different values here, and you can change this line weights. Suppose if you want to change line weights one for this scale, you can simply select this and change the value. From here you can also delete any particular scale here, and you can change the value. So this is the model line weights. Next is perspective line weights. So if you want to view any perspective line weights, you will use this, and there are some different values in this, and you can also change this also. So I will tell you what is perspective line weight. So suppose I am going to my 3D view here, and you can see this is the shaded view here. I am going to this shaded here value, and you can also use hidden lines also, and you can see these lines, and these all are having default values. You can change this using perspective line weights. So if you go to line weights and you will go to perspective line weights, you can see this definition: perspective model line weights control line weight for object like walls and windows in perspective views. So you can see this windows is having some different line weights, and wall is having some different line weights, and here also there are 16 model line weights, and so on for annotation line weights also. This is having 16. So if you are using any sections and dimensions, you can change this value also, or you can leave default also. So this is the definition of line weight. So now I am going to define you line patterns. So I am going to again additional settings, and I am going to select line patterns here, and you can see definitions: creates or modify line patterns. So if you are going to select these line patterns, you can see there are default line patterns here, like aligning line, central, and so on, and you can see some line values is here like AutoCAD. And if you want to edit this, you can select this edit. Suppose if you want to edit aligning line, you can select this edit, and you can see this dash type. If you want to make it dot, you can select this dot, and you can select OK. And the dot segment type should not have an associated value, so there is no any value here. So I'm going to click here OK, and you can see this all has become dot here. So I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to additional settings, line patterns here, and I'm going to create a new line pattern. Suppose I want to have my own line pattern, so I will go and select this new here, and now I am going to name this as a glad line style. You can rename anything, and now you can see I am going to type this as a, I'm going to enter my first value, and now I want dot, and I want some value. Suppose I dot is not having any value, and now as next is you have to give a space. So every type you have to give a space after that, and now you can enter the value for a space. So I'm going to enter 1/8, and now you can create the next one, and you can create dash here, and you can give any value here. Suppose I want to give 1/8 inches, and again if you want to create a space, you can select a space here, and you can give any value here, and I want to give 1/4, and now I'm going to click OK, and now I'm going to see this. You can see this is the glad line style, and you can see this we have started with dot. You can see this is my line pattern, and you can delete it from here also. And do you want to delete glad line styles? I'm going to click yes, and now this is the function of line pattern. So the last one is line style. So I'm going to additional settings, and I'm going to select this line styles here, and you can see this is default window here, and you can see line weight value is here, and you can see line color and line pattern here. So I'm going to select this plus line here, and you can see there are default line weights and line pattern here. You can see area, boundary, beyond, center line. These all are the name of the default Revit line patterns, and you can see the line weight value here. This is 1, and you can see line color also. You can change any line color from here if you want to have your own, and you can change the line pattern from solid to any other line, or you can create your own line patterns here. So you can see the value. This is 6 and this is 1, so this will be darker and this will be in lighter, and so on. You can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and maximum 6 line weights they have used, and you can change the color from here, this one, and you can change the line pattern for each category here. So this is the function of line styles. So you can also do these settings from visibility graphics. I have made tutorial for that, and you can refer that. So you can enter visi on your keyboard, and you can see this is the visibility graphics. So suppose if you want to change line weight for walls, you can go to simply walls here, and you can select this projection or surface or cut lines. So cut line is for plan view. So if you want to change the line pattern here, you can go and override change cut pattern, and you can see this is the pattern, and you can select any line weights here, line pattern here, and you can select the color also. So you can use any of these. And so this is the tutorial for today's session. Hope you have understood all these 5 terms, and in the next video tutorial I will come with some important topics in Revit. So thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Bye bye.